Hello, cyber people. Got my camera here. Okay. I'm so excited to be able to do this rant because I've been dying to do this rant on video. I actually had typed something up in my live journal, but I think talking about it makes it a little bit more effective. So what we are going to talk about today is Gamestop, and specifically what they did to moi, okay? Now, there are a lot of videos on YouTube. You can go in there, you can type in Gamestop rant, and you can see hundreds of videos of people just bitching about GameStop. And this is no exception. I'm going to bitch about GameStop. So what we're going to talk about today is my personal experience with GameStop. Now, we have a PS3, we have a PS2, and we also have a Wii. And we love the Wii. And before we got to PS3, we were, playing a lot of Wii. And my daughter and I actually really wanted Mario Kart. And at the time, I think a used copy at GameStop was like $49.99 or some shit like that. Anyway, it was like $44.99 for a used copy, $49.99 for a new copy. It's like, with GameStop, if you buy a used copy, you can bring it back after you beat it. Get your money back. Always keep your receipt. Always keep your receipt. So anyway, we finally decided, I finally convinced my husband that spending $50 on a video game was going to be worth it because it'd be a lot of fun for the family. And that we would buy whichever copy we had available to us. I didn't really need the little steering wheel. Not a huge thing on, visual accessories. So yeah, I didn't need the little steering wheel. But at any rate, we go to the local GameStop and we purchase Mario Kart. Mario Kart. Now I want you to notice that my Mario Kart is in a case. Okay, and I got a little story behind this case. Okay, but anyway, my Mario Kart came with, its book. It's Nintendo Club stuff. See, it's a book for this. It's Nintendo Club stuff. All that. Anyway, this is my original receipt for Mario Kart. And it's just GameStop. It says here, Mario Kart with wheel, T25, $49.99. With tax, we paid $53.11 for this game. We bought it on 8/8/2011. Okay? So, as you can see, here's my receipt. Okay, this game actually came in a much larger box because it had the wheel with it. And as you know, if you buy Mario Kart with the wheel, you get it in this nice big flashy box, okay? Anyway, what happened was, I get the box home, and let me back up. We go into the store, and I'm looking on the wall for a used copy, because like I said, I didn't really need a wheel. And so I'm looking on the wall for a used copy of it, and I could not find anything that looked like this. I could not find this spine. I could not find this cover anywhere on their wall. So I was like, all right, we'll ask. We'll ask if they have any, okay? So we go up to the counter, and I ask him, I'm like, listen, I'm looking for Mario Kart for Wii. And he punches it into the computer, and he was like, oh, yeah, we have one new copy left. I was like, really? I didn't see any over there. Like, I didn't see any of the boxes or anything over there. And he goes, let me check out back. So he goes out back. He's out there for, 5 minutes. And then he comes back up, and he's got the box. It's all taped up. It, looks legit. He hands it to me. It's brand new Mario Kart Wii with a wheel. I'm like, all right. It's only like $5 more to buy it new, and you get the wheel. Whatever. So we buy it. I'm all excited. We get home, and I tear open this box, and I dump everything out. The wheel comes out. The book comes out. And then the GameStop yellow envelope comes out, which contained my $53 disc. My $53 disc was in a fucking envelope. Not in its case. Not in its protective case with plastic on it. In a fucking envelope. Instantly, I was so mad. I called the GameStop and I said, "Oh, you put my 53." I was pissed. You don't pay $53 for a game that you have to pull out of an envelope. So anyway, it was apparent to me that the game had been opened. Obviously, the game had been opened. And I asked them, "Where's my fucking case?" And I said it just like that. I said, "Where is my fucking case?" The guy was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I want to talk to your fucking manager." So I get on the phone with the manager, and I was like, "I just went in there about Mario Kart for Wii, new copy, still had my receipt." I said, "I got home, I opened the box, and my game, my disc, was in one of your yellow envelopes with a new sticker on it." I said, "How is that new?" And he was like, "Oh, well, we have to open games so that we can have the cases for displays." And I'm thinking, no, you don't. This was not even on display. This game was not on display. And he said, "Oh," I said, "there was no covers, no cases for Mario Kart on the floor." And I said, "The guy had to go out back to get it." And he said, "Well, somebody probably stole your case." Really? That was your answer? I was furious. There were scratches on the disc. A $53 disc. I fought for a good 2 months. And every GameStop told me that if I went into their store and I saw, the Mario Kart case, the empty display case on their shelf, that I could just take it. So evidently they encourage people to steal these empty cases, to which they get from new games that they open, okay? Another thing that they do is they open these games and they put them in these little yellow envelopes, and then they sell them to you at a new price after their employees have taken them home for 2 weeks and played the ever-living shit out of them. Their employees are allowed to take the games, they're allowed to rent the games and take them home, even prior to their releases. So your, $60 brand new game, if you picked your game up and it doesn't come wrapped in cellophane in its case, has probably had the shit played out of it by one of their employees. GameStop's policy on what's new and used differs from the general public, because I consider anything opened, unwrapped, and used. So if it's open, unwrapped, doesn't have the case, it's in an envelope, that's used. You opened it, you compromised the integrity of the disc, you possibly scratched it up, there is possible fingerprints on it, you have physically handled that disc in your hand, that's used. I don't know what fucking planet that GameStop is from where they believe that that's acceptable practice. And it really pissed me off. And the fact is I got this case because a friend of mine traded with me. She traded one of GameStop's, if they get a disc in, if they take in a used disc that doesn't have a case, one of their, generic pictures, and it has the name typed up here. She traded me one of those for this case, so that I could have my actual Mario Kart case, because she had this game. And when she got this game, her Mario Kart case was still wrapped in plastic when she took it out of the box. So every now and then you can get a new game from them, but it's very rare. And a lot of times you have to pre-order your games. that's another thing about pre-ordering I'm going to get into in my next segment. But suffice it to say, in this first rant video about GameStop, your new games are probably not new. They have probably been played by everybody and their mother in that place. And you really need to think about where you're purchasing your games, okay? I'm just saying, when you spend $50-odd on a game and it comes out in a fucking envelope, there is something wrong. That is just wrong. And the fact they get away with this shit is even more wrong. Stay tuned for part 2 of my GameStop rant.